Okay, at this point, I've been following along. I think you get the impression these are rather repetitious problems at this point. But nonetheless, they're problems that most algebra students nowadays would not see. But what I would recommend, and again, this is my recommendation, not that you have to follow these recommendations, but isolating a radical. Now, so what radical would you isolate? That's entirely up to you. But I want to go through the steps, and they're written down for me. And this is where I'm going to say, if you do struggle with problems, at least look at the key. But I write the original equation down here, and then what I do, I isolate it, the one of the radicals, and that means I got to take the other radical on this side by subtracting from both sides. Then, of course, what happens over here, I got to square both sides. Well, the left side's really easy to square. Let me just review how to square the right side. What's that going to be? Well, it's going to be 4 squared, which is 16. I'll put this down. And then when you square that radical, I'll write that down for you. That will be x squared plus 3x plus 6, right? So I squared the first term and last term, and then minus 8 of those radicals now. And that's going to be x squared plus 3x plus 6, all right? So did I write that down? Let me put out where it is. It's right over here. All right, so 16 plus x squared plus 3x plus 6 minus 8. Then someone says, what are you doing now? Well, I'm simplifying it, and I'll go through that one step at a time. And, looking at it, subtract x squared from both sides. Well, that's gone. That's good news. And then what would you get over there? Well, I want to point out 16 and 6 is going to be 22. So if you took 22 from both sides, and there's a minus 2 there, what would you get? You would get minus 24. I'll write that down for you. I'll show you to get the next step. Then you took 3x from both sides, and that would give you minus 8x. And then what do you get on the right side? You'd have minus 8, that radical, which is x squared plus 3x plus 6. And then I would divide both sides by minus 8. And what would you get? You would get x plus 3 equals the radical. And that's how I got this line over here. All right? Then what do you do? Square both sides. Well, when you square x plus 3, what do you get? X squared plus 6x plus 9. Not so bad. And this side's not so bad. Then what I do? Well, I would subtract x squared from both sides. I would subtract 3x from both sides. You get 3x. And I would subtract 9 from both sides. You get minus 3. And then I would divide both sides by 3. You get minus 1. So that's how I arrived at the minus 1. Now, I always say, I wonder if that's the correct answer, because I did a lot of things probably I shouldn't be doing, like squaring the sides. So let's see if it's the answer. Right? So I'm claiming that x equals minus 1 is an answer. Well, if I plug it in, and I'm going to do that for you, you would get 1 plus 5, which is 6, 6 minus 2, which is 4, plus, and again, I'm plugging it in. I want to see if it's true. And you would get 1 minus 3, which is minus 2, and minus 2 plus 6 is 4. So you get 2 plus 2, which is certainly 4. All right? Looks pretty good. So I'm in agreement with that. All right? Are these tough problems? Yeah, but it's really the same loop over and over again at this point. Isolate the radical, get rid of a radical, move forward. You might have to do the step 2 or 3 times to do it, though. Thank you.